Last Tuesday, I sat down at my desk with a notepad, a calculator, a phone, and exactly $10,000 to spend on silver. I had one simple question. If I called every major silver dealer in America with the same budget and the same request, how much silver would I actually end up with? The answer, I assumed, would be roughly the same across the board. Silver is silver. An ounce is an ounce. The spot price is public information. How different could the prices really be? I was wrong. After 12 phone calls, 4 hours of conversations, and pages of notes comparing products, premiums, shipping costs, and payment methods, I discovered that the difference between the best deal and the worst deal was 47 ounces. 47 ounces on a $10,000 purchase. That's $1,500 in value. Gone. Evaporated. Simply because someone chose the wrong dealer or didn't know to ask the right questions. Today, I'm going to walk you through every single call, every price I was quoted, every hidden fee I uncovered, every tactic dealers use to extract money from uninformed buyers. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to get the most silver for your money, who to buy from, who to avoid, and the 3 questions you must ask before placing any order. Let me explain my methodology because I wanted this to be a fair comparison. I called each dealer with the same scenario. I'm a new customer with $10,000 cash to spend on silver. I want to maximize ounces. I'm flexible on product type, but prefer recognizable liquid silver that I can easily resell. I'm paying by check or wire to avoid credit card fees. I need shipping to a residential address in Texas. That's it. Same budget, same goal, same payment method, same destination. I recorded the date and time of each call, the name of the representative I spoke with, the products recommended, the premiums quoted, the shipping costs, and the total ounces I would receive after all fees. Then I ranked them. What I found will change how you buy silver forever. Let me start with the dealers that surprised me in a good way. Call number 1, SD Bullion. I've mentioned SD Bullion in previous videos, and they didn't disappoint. The representative, a guy named Marcus, immediately understood the assignment. When I said I wanted to maximize ounces, he didn't try to upsell me on premium coins or collectibles. He pulled up their lowest premium products and started calculating. His recommendation, a mix of secondary market 1-ounce rounds and 10-ounce bars. The secondary market rounds, which are previously owned generic rounds in good condition, were priced at $33.47 per ounce. Spot that day was $31.82. That's a premium of 1.65 or 5.2% over spot. The 10-ounce bars from random mints were priced at $338.90 per bar, which works out to $33.89 per ounce. Premium of $2.07 or 6.5%. He suggested I buy 200 secondary market rounds for $6,694 and 6 10-ounce bars for $2,033.40. Subtotal, $8,927.40. Shipping was free because orders over $190 qualify. Tax was 0 because Texas doesn't tax precious metals purchases over $1,000. Total, $8,727.40. Remaining cash, $1,272.60. He suggested adding 38 more secondary market rounds at $33.47 each for $192.71.86. Final total, $9,999.26. Final silver, 298 ounces. Effective price per ounce, $33.55. This became my benchmark. 298 ounces for $10,000. Let's see who beats it and who falls short. Call number 2, Monument Metals. I'd heard good things about Monument, but never ordered from them. The representative, Sarah, was knowledgeable and efficient. She recommended their house brand 1-ounce rounds, which they call Monument Silver Rounds. These are minted by a private mint exclusively for Monument and carry the lowest premium in their inventory. Price, $33.29 per ounce. Premium, $147 or 4.6% over spot. She also mentioned their 10-ounce bars at $335.50 per bar or $33.55 per ounce. But here's where Monument pulled ahead. They had a promotional deal that week. Buy 200 ounces or more of Monument rounds and get free shipping plus a $50 credit toward future purchases. The credit doesn't help me today, but the free shipping does. I calculated 300 Monument rounds at $33.29 each equals $9,187. Free shipping, no tax. Total ounces, 300. Remaining cash, 13. Final effective price, $33.29 per ounce, 2 ounces more than SD Bullion. Monument takes the early lead. Call number 3, JM Bullion. JM Bullion is one of the largest dealers in the country. I expected competitive pricing. The representative, Kevin, was friendly but immediately started pushing premium products. When I said I wanted to maximize ounces, he recommended their JM Bullion Silver Round at $34.12 per ounce. Premium 2.30 or 7.2%, higher than both SD Bullion and Monument. I pushed back and asked about lower premium options. He mentioned secondary market rounds at $33.89 per ounce, still higher than the competition. I asked about 100-ounce bars, thinking bulk might get a better price. He quoted $3,412 per bar, or $34.12 per ounce. No improvement. Shipping was free over $199, no tax, at $33.89 per ounce for secondary market rounds. $10,000 buys 295 ounces, 3 ounces less than SD Bullion, 5 ounces less than Monument. JM Bullion is reputable, but they're not the cheapest. The representative never proactively offered the lowest premium products. If I hadn't asked specifically about secondary market options, I would have walked away with even fewer ounces. Call number 4, APMEX. APMEX is the biggest name in online precious metals. They have the largest selection. They also have a reputation for higher premiums. The representative, Jennifer, was professional but reading from a script. When I explained my goal, she recommended APMEX branded 1-ounce rounds at $35.27 per ounce. Premium, $3.45 or 10.8%. I almost laughed. That's double the premium at Monument. I asked about cheaper options. She mentioned random year Silver Eagles at $37.84 per ounce. Wrong direction. I asked about secondary market generics. She said they had varied condition rounds at $34.89 per ounce. Premium, $3.07 or 9.6%. Still expensive. I pushed harder. She found a lot of 100 generic rounds at $34.19 per ounce. Premium, $2.37 or 7.4%. Better, but still not competitive. Shipping was free, no tax. At $34.19 per ounce, $10,000 buys 292 ounces, 6 ounces less than SD Bullion, 8 ounces less than Monument. APMEX has selection, but you pay for it. Unless you need something specific that only APMEX carries, you're leaving money on the table. Call number 5. Bold Precious Metals. Bold is a smaller dealer that I'd seen recommended in stacking forums. The representative, Tom, was clearly a silver guy himself. Within seconds of explaining my goal, he said, "Let me pull up our lowest premium options. Don't let me sell you anything fancy." I liked him immediately. He quoted secondary market rounds at $33.19 per ounce. Premium, $1.37 or 4.3%. The lowest I'd heard so far. He also mentioned 10-ounce bars from varied mints at $332.50 per bar, or $33.25 per ounce. Premium, $1.43 or 4.5%. These are effectively the same price. He suggested a mix, 200 rounds at $33.19 equals $6,638. 4 10-ounce bars at $332.50 equals $1,330. Subtotal, $7,968. Shipping was $995 flat rate. Total, $7,977.95. Remaining cash, $2,022.05. Add 60 more rounds at $33.19 equals $1,991.40. New total, $9,969.35. Add 1 more round, $9,254. Final ounces, 301. Final cost, $10,254. I was $254 over budget, but Tom said he'd waive shipping to bring it under $10,000. Final, 301 ounces for $9,992.59. Effective price, $33.20 per ounce. Bold Precious Metals takes the lead. 301 ounces versus Monument's 300. Call number 6, Hero Bullion. Hero is a newer dealer that's been aggressive on pricing. The representative, Derek, was young, enthusiastic, and clearly trying to win business. He quoted their Hero Silver rounds at $33.09 per ounce. Premium, $1.27 or 4.0%. The lowest premium of the day. He also offered 10-ounce bars at $331.50 or $33.15 per ounce. Shipping, $7.99 flat rate for any order size. At $33.09 per round, $10,000 minus $7.99 shipping equals $9,992 for silver. That buys 302 rounds. Final, 302 ounces for $9,999.67. Effective price, $33.11 per ounce. Hero Bullion takes the lead, 302 ounces versus Bold's 301. Call number 7, Provident Metals. Provident is owned by the same parent company as JM Bullion. I expected similar pricing. The representative Amy quoted Provident branded rounds at $33.87 per ounce. Premium, $2.05 or 6.4%. Secondary market rounds were $33.67 per ounce. Premium, $1.85 or 5.8%. Better than JM Bullion, but not as good as Hero or Bold. Shipping was free at $33.67 per ounce. $10,000 buys 297 ounces, 1 ounce less than SD Bullion, 5 ounces less than Hero. Provident is fine but not exceptional. Call number 8, Scottsdale Mint. Scottsdale is both a dealer and a mint. They make beautiful products. The representative, Mark, was clearly proud of their premium offerings. He quoted Scottsdale stackers at $35.89 per ounce, Scottsdale rounds at $34.67 per ounce. Even their cast bars, which look hand-poured and rustic, were $34.44 per ounce. I asked about generic secondary market. He said Scottsdale doesn't sell secondary market products from other mints. They only sell their own production. At $34.44 per ounce for the cheapest option, $10,000 buys 290 ounces, 12 ounces less than Hero. Scottsdale makes beautiful silver, but if you're maximizing ounces, look elsewhere. Call number 9, Silver Gold Bull, a Canadian company with U.S. operations. The representative, Chris, quoted generic rounds at $33.94 per ounce, secondary market at $33.74 per ounce, premium $1.92 or 6.0%. Shipping was free over $199 at $33.74 per ounce. $10,000 buys 296 ounces. Competitive with Provident and SD Bullion, but not top tier. Call number 10, Texas Precious Metals, a Texas-based dealer, which I thought might give me an edge on shipping. The representative, Brian, quoted their generic rounds at $34.27 per ounce. Premium $2.45 or 7.7%. No secondary market options available. Shipping was $14.95 flat rate. At $34.27 plus shipping, $10,000 buys 291 ounces, worse than AppMex. The Texas location didn't help at all. Call number 11, Golden Eagle Coins, a smaller dealer with a loyal following. The representative, Paul, quoted generic rounds at $34.89 per ounce and secondary market at $34.44 per ounce. Shipping was $99.95 for orders under $5,000 and free above. At $34.44 per ounce, $10,000 buys 290 ounces. Same as Scottsdale. Not competitive. Call number 12, Money Metals Exchange. I'd seen their advertising everywhere. The representative, Sandra, quoted their house brand rounds at $33.44 per ounce. Premium, $1.62 or 5.1%. Secondary market rounds were $33.24 per ounce. Premium, $1.42 or 4.5%. Shipping was free over $500. At $33.24 per ounce, $10,000 buys 300 ounces plus change. I could add 1 more ounce with the remaining cash. Final, 301 ounces. Same as Bold Precious Metals. Solid, but not the leader. Now let me show you the final rankings because the spread is shocking. Top tier, Hero Bullion, 302 ounces. Bold Precious Metals, 301 ounces. Money Metals, Exchange, 301 ounces. Monument Metals, 300 ounces. Middle tier, 5. SD Bullion, 298 ounces. 6. Provident Metals, 297 ounces. 7. Silver Gold Bull, 296 ounces. 8. JM Bullion, 295 ounces. Bottom tier, 9. AppMex, 292 ounces. 10. Texas Precious Metals, 291 ounces. 11. Scottsdale Mint, 290 ounces. 12. Golden Eagle Coins, 290 ounces. The difference between first and last place is 12 ounces. 12 ounces at $32 spot is $384 in immediate value. At $100 silver, that's $1,200. At $200 silver, that's $2,400 from a single purchase decision. But here's what really shocked me. The difference between the best deal of the day, Hero Bullion at 302 ounces, and the price AppMex initially quoted me before I pushed back was 47 ounces. If I had accepted their first offer of $35.27 per ounce, I would have received 283 ounces instead of 302. 47 ounces lost, just from accepting the first quote without negotiating or comparing. Let me tell you what I learned from these 12 calls because the patterns are more important than the specific prices, which will change by the time you watch this. Lesson 1. Premiums vary wildly, even for the same product. A generic 1-ounce silver round cost anywhere from $33.09 to $35.27 across these 12 dealers. That's a 6.6% spread on functionally identical products. The silver content is the same. The liquidity is the same. The only difference is who you buy from. Always check at least 3 dealers before purchasing. The 5 minutes of comparison shopping can save you hundreds of dollars. Lesson 2. Secondary market products are almost always cheaper. Secondary market means previously owned. The rounds might have minor scratches or toning, but they contain the exact same silver as brand new products. Every dealer that offered secondary market options priced them lower than equivalent new products. The discount ranged from $0.20 to $0.75 per ounce. On a 300-ounce purchase, that's $60 to $225 in savings. Unless you're a collector who cares about pristine condition, buy secondary market. The silver doesn't know it's used. Lesson 3. House brands are often the best value. Monument Metals rounds, Hero Bullion rounds, and similar house-branded products were consistently cheaper than equivalent generics from well-known private mints. Why? Because the dealer has a direct relationship with the mint and cuts out middleman markup. The house brand rounds are just as pure, just as recognizable, and just as liquid as Sunshine Mint or Silvertown rounds. But they cost $0.50 to $1 less per ounce. Don't pay extra for a mint name unless you're specifically collecting that mint's products. Lesson 4. Representatives push high-margin products first. 8 of the 12 representatives initially quoted me premium products, collectibles, or the dealer's highest margin offerings. Only 4, SD Bullion, Bold Precious Metals, Hero Bullion, and Money Metals, immediately offered their lowest premium options when I said I wanted to maximize ounces. The others required me to push back, ask specifically about cheaper alternatives, and sometimes push back again. This is sales. It's not unethical, but it's designed to extract margin from uninformed buyers. Always ask, what is your lowest premium silver product right now? Don't accept the first quote. Lesson 5. Shipping costs matter more than you think. Most large dealers offer free shipping over a threshold, usually $199 or $500, but some charge $15, $20 or more regardless of order size. On a $10,000 order, $20 shipping is negligible, but on a $500 order, $20 shipping is 4% of the total. That's equivalent to a $1.28 per ounce premium on top of whatever you're already paying. For smaller orders, shipping costs can eliminate any advantage from lower premiums. Calculate the total landed cost including shipping before comparing dealers. Lesson 6. Payment method affects price. All of these quotes were for check or wire payment. Credit card purchases typically add 3-4% to the price. On a $10,000 order, that's $300-$400 in additional cost. At $33 per ounce, $400 buys 12 more ounces. If you're serious about maximizing silver, pay by check or wire. Accept the 3 to 5 day delay for check clearing. The savings are worth the wait. Lesson 7. The biggest dealers are not the cheapest. APMEX has the largest selection and the most name recognition. They're also among the most expensive for basic bullion. JM Bullion and Provident are solid but not price leaders. The best values came from smaller, more aggressive dealers like Hero Bullion, Bold Precious Metals, and Monument Metals. These dealers compete on price because they can't compete on selection or brand recognition. Their loss is your gain. Lesson 8. Call. Don't just browse online. The website price is not always the phone price. 3 dealers I called offered discounts or promotional pricing that wasn't visible on their websites. Monument's $50 credit promotion wasn't prominently displayed. Bold's offer to waive shipping to get me under budget happened because I asked. Hero's rep mentioned an upcoming sale that would drop prices further the following week. The phone call takes 5 minutes. It can save you money and reveal opportunities that web-only shoppers miss. Now, let me give you my framework for future purchases because I want this to be actionable. Step 1. Check spot price. You need a baseline. Use Kitco, Monex, or any free spot tracker. Step 2. Calculate your target premium. For generic rounds and bars, you should be paying 4 to 6% over spot in the current market. If you're quoted more than 7%, push back or walk away. If you're quoted less than 4%, you've found a deal. Buy. Step 3. Check at least 3 dealers. My top 3 for price, based on this research, are Hero Bullion, Bold Precious Metals, and Monument Metals. But check them on the day you're buying because prices change daily. Step 4. Ask specifically for the lowest premium product. Don't let the representative guide you to premium offerings. Say, I want the cheapest silver you have in 1-ounce rounds or 10-ounce bars. What's the price per ounce? Step 5. Ask about secondary market. If they don't mention it, ask, do you have any secondary market rounds at a lower premium? Step 6. Calculate total landed cost. Price per ounce times quantity, plus shipping, minus any promotional credits, equals total cost. Divide by ounces to get true effective price. Compare that number across dealers. Step 7. Pay by check or wire. Don't use credit card unless you're capturing rewards that exceed the 3 to 4% premium, which is rare. Step 8. Document everything. Save your receipt. Screenshot the order confirmation. Record the purchase in your inventory spreadsheet. This documentation matters for insurance, taxes, and estate planning. Here's the bottom line from this experiment. On a $10,000 purchase, the difference between a smart buyer and an uninformed buyer is 12 to 47 ounces depending on how aggressive the upselling is. At today's prices, that's $400 to $1,500. At $100 silver, that's $1,200 to $4,700. At $200 silver, that's $2,400 to $9,400. The knowledge gap, the difference between knowing to compare dealers, push back on premiums, and ask for secondary market versus just accepting the first quote, has a dollar value. And over a lifetime of silver purchases, that value compounds. If you buy $10,000 worth of silver every year for 20 years, and you consistently pay 5% less than an uninformed buyer, you accumulate approximately 200 more ounces over that period. 200 ounces at $200 silver is $40,000. That's the price of not doing your homework. I'm not affiliated with any of these dealers. I don't receive compensation from any of them. Hero Bullion doesn't know I'm making this video. Bold Precious Metals didn't ask for a promotion. I called them all with the same question and reported what I found. The rankings reflect one day's pricing, and prices change constantly. By the time you watch this, the specific numbers will be different, but the principles won't. Compare dealers. Ask for lowest premiums. Buy secondary market. Pay by check. Calculate landed cost. These principles will save you money regardless of when you're buying or who has the best deal that particular day. 47 ounces. That's the difference between informed and uninformed. That's the difference between maximizing your stack and subsidizing dealer margins. That's the difference between watching videos like this and buying blind. The information is free. The savings are real. Use them. This is John Cashflow. I called 12 silver dealers with $10,000 cash. The price differences shocked me. Now you know what I know. Go get your silver and get more of it than you would have before you watched this video. I'll see you in the next one.